Uh, I know one. I know no one. I don't know if I like this. I might have to swap some stuff around because I'm turning this way towards the mic. Let's see. Can we bring the mic over here? Probably a little bit better just to have the mic in front of me. That way I'm looking this way. But yeah, I want to talk about this verses for a moment. I was super excited about the verses. Wound up not being able to watch it live, but I have a few takeaways if y'all don't mind. First of all, I was listening to most of this music as a child, like between the ages of 5 to 15, and I just want to say that I had no business listening to some of the things that I was listening to. Yeah, that was that. Yeah, but anywho, it's crazy how you can look at those things when you are an adult and recognize what you had no business partaking in as a child. But towards the verses, I had one of my homeboys. Towards at the beginning when the verse was first announced, I was like, Cash Money hands down. I don't even have to think about this. Just is what it is. But then I started thinking about something. And I started thinking about how the Locks versus Dipset went. And I literally told my homeboy about this. Locks versus Dipset was everybody went into it thinking Dipset. Still, if you say Dipset Locks in the verses right now, I'm gonna say Dipset just because of the music. And I was outside. I remember what Dipset did. I can only imagine what it did in New York. I know what it did in the South. So just when you hear all that music, you just automatically assume that they're gonna beat the Locks. But the unity of the Locks and the craftsmanship, but mainly just the unity. Like nobody in Dipset rocks with each other. So when they try to come together, even for the sake of money, it's gonna show that they don't rock with each other. And so I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking pretty much anything that Birdman has been accused of, Master P has been accused of also. So, not taking care of his artists, money, all of those things, people have accused P of the same things that they have accused Baby of. But the difference is people will show up for the tank. People don't show up for the dollar sign. And it's not even just showing up for the dollar sign. Like, I do think that Turk wanted to be there. But it's just gets down to what I was saying about the schism amongst them, for lack of better words. I just look at Cash Money and I just question if they really, outside of, you know, the past, if they even like each other. And I see that. I said that before, like Mia X and P been beefing, but they were able to share the stage together. And if you watch their verses, you would never know that they had any type of issue. But on the other hand, like you get all you have to do is get on the internet. You don't even have to like follow these individuals. All you got to do is get on the internet. And you're gonna see the fact that Birdman doesn't like Turk, BG don't like Turk, Turk don't like BG, and it's just a back and forth, constant beefing, and it's like they can't just come together for oh wow, Jokic done had 4 triple doubles in 4 games. That's crazy. He trying to get another MVP. Anywho, that's not what we're here to talk about. Yeah, people just don't show up for the dollar sign like that, and they don't really take the dollar sign serious. Um, Anybody in that camp, and I hate it because I grew up on that camp. That camp is is special to the young hip hop fan in me. A lot of my hip hop roots come from that camp. But that camp just can't get it together. It's like they got together for 6 years, did something special, and then it's just that's just about it. Like coming out to find out that Wayne was in Vegas and didn't pull up. Then I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast today, and I said that he got on good authority that Wayne purposely said that I'm not coming. I do not rock with them. So something has happened within this year. Cause I was just behind the scenes thinking that maybe he did it for Turk, saying if Turk not gonna be there, I ain't gonna be there. Cause that has happened before this year. But I mean, I said that he got on good authority that he not rocking with them no more right now, and you can kind of see it because Birdman is kind of on his NBA YoungBoy kick, and he's not trying to basically not trying to get anybody in cash, well, old school Cash Money, not trying to get them involved. Well, not that he didn't try. It's just he's kind of moving on from it because no one signed there. So I don't know what happened between him and Wayne. It's just unfortunate to see because we should have saw Wayne. We should have saw Wayne on Saturday. We should have saw Tucker on Saturday too. We should have saw both of them. And had they been able to come together and show some type of unity for just one night, and really, I don't think that Cash Money fans are the ones that were robbed. I believe that fans of the region in the city of New Orleans was robbed on Saturday because honestly, I got to a point where I don't, and I'm gonna get into that. I don't consider that to be a versus, even though it was in name. I don't consider it to be a versus because it wasn't 20 songs and some other stuff. But anywho, more so than a win for No Limit or a win for Cash Money, that was a win for New Orleans. Just the fact that you had Birdman and P on the stage together, which was also one of my problems with Turk not being there. It's like, I don't know a lot, but I do know that I'm not going to say to the extent of which people were harmed, but people were harmed behind Birdman versus Master P. It wasn't never really a thing with the artists, but as far as the two label heads, that was a real beef. So the fact that those guys can put their differences aside in their old age, but Turk can't be on the stage, that just don't sit right with me. That don't sit right with me. Even had Wayne not been there and Turk was there, it would mean a little bit more. And it would have meant something for the city of New Orleans. So I want to talk about one issue that I had with the verses, like a big issue, and then I'm gonna get into my last issue with Birdman. And it's not an issue with Birdman. It's just we'll say what it is. So, I'm gonna have to take that off. So I hate when we lend the culture, or we lease the culture out to people outside the culture, or people within the culture but don't fully understand the culture and subcultures. Like hip hop culture is big, but we all know that Southern hip hop culture, especially in its entirety, not recent, because the South has ran hip hop for at least a decade at this point in time. But the overall landscape of hip hop has never really been fully respected within the culture. That's how you can have a hip hop classic, not a Southern hip hop classic, a hip hop classic like 400 Degrees go unnoticed, and people on Saturday be like, "Who is Juvenile?" Yeah, I know. Back that thing up. I didn't know all this the rest of this stuff. Like, bro, didn't come on, and a lot of this was because of the time. So, the versus has built a brand in which it's 20 songs. It's legends, and they get up there and do 20 songs. But this verse is here. It's like a slap in the face, is a spit in the face that you have two down south legends that changed hip hop. Master P and Birdman both got deals that were unheard of in the 90s. But this is how Southern hip hop is treated. That was a moment for Southern hip hop, a moment for New Orleans. But this is how it was treated. Like, for example, I understand the 4 more minutes thing, but sometimes you got to realize what's going on. Like, they cut Snoop Dogg's mic. I want you to think about that for a moment. Like, it was a bigger travesty that Wayne was not there. I don't think that no one would have batted an eye if Snoop was not there. And though Wayne, especially in my generation, would be considered the bigger artist, Snoop Dogg is arguably the biggest rapper, most recognizable rapper of all time. And you cut his mic. Now, I will say that they probably should have just skipped to his verse, but they cut his mic. Snoop Dogg. The verses should have been 20 songs. You got a lot of cooks in the kitchen. You got Versus, you got Apple, but they've done business with Apple before. So I don't think that it was Apple that did this. I'm pretty sure it was Complex because it's Complex Con. But the thing is, and I know a lot of people said that Complex did good this year, but this is a personal gripe of mine, because if you know Versus is 20 songs, then you allot within your festival the time necessary for a 20 song Versus, not go to these people who have built a brand and say, hey, I want to do a Versus, but I want you to cut it down to 10 songs. Because that's not what we do here. But it was allowed. Like, you had Switch in the comments saying, man, it ain't right. A verse is supposed to be 20 songs, but you got something to say about that, brother. You allowed this to happen. You took the money. So I was highly dissatisfied, because even when I first found out, when they said that it was going to be 10 songs, I did not like that, even though they went a little bit further. But I'm recognizing that they said 10 songs because of the timing. So, they came out and said, this is not on Cash Money. This is not on No Limit. The powers that be, etc. You know what happened. But I just don't like leasing out the culture. If you want the culture, you got to understand fully what the culture is, and allow people to fully do what it is that they do, not try to come put your own sauce on a brand that is already set in stone. So, anywho, that was my big gripe. I'm gonna get into one last thing and then I'm out of here. And that's the Birdman aspect of it. Y'all know what he said. What he said concerning Turk at the end. It's like you got people on Mia X when they said it. Mia X was looking crazy. Like what's going on? You had BG try to stop him. You had Fresh try to stop him. This is the same frustration that we saw Wayne having with Birdman during the shows that they were doing. This is the problem. Like Bird just get to talking, and I believe like this is one of the most this should be the most respected hip hop CEO in my eyes in hip hop history. And I know that I'm close to the situation being living in the Gulf Coast. But like them boys had a movement in New Orleans in the mid 90s. And then 98, 99, 2000, the world know what they did. It wasn't just a regional thing. The world know what they did. So you talking about some people that was kicking up when I was between 5 and 10, and I'm 35 today. So 30 to 25 years later, and Birdman always finds himself in the mix. Like to have that first run with Magnolia Shorty, UNLV, then pop off with the Hot Boys, Juvenile, Big Timers, have a little down period, but then Wayne get the kicking up, and then after Wayne or within his prime and exiting his prime, kicking up with Young Money, and now you got Nicki and Drake and Jacquees after that, and now NBA YoungBoy. Birdman always finds himself in the midst of music. So I'm never disrespecting the man, but just as someone that grew up loving this music, but I've matured and I'm a man, and my mentality concerning manhood is different than what it was when I was a kid. I just sometimes wish that Birdman would mature, because this sounds like the same Birdman from the 90s. And I don't believe that he's that. I mean, Birdman is a father and probably a grandfather at this point in time. So I don't know, man. I want maturity and to handle yourself like all of these other CEOs. Because like I said, Birdman in my eyes is the most established CEO of all time. I know a lot of people will say Dr. Dre, and I totally hear that one, but and I hear Jay-Z too. But outside of that, it ain't too many names that you can even bring up with Birdman. Like just look at the stats, look at it on paper. Birdman is top three at least decorated hip hop CEOs of all time. But then when you look on the other side of it and look at P, like P extended olive branches. P was trying to communicate and have some type of something that night with Birdman. And when you look at how P has grown, even though, like I said, both of them have been accused of the same things, but just the way that P handles himself is different. So to see him get on there and just, I guess a part of me kind of respect it, just to say what you feel and not give a PC political answer and saying, shout out Turk, and just leaving it there. But one thing I will say, Birdman gonna give you a sound bite. When he pop up, he gonna give you a sound bite. He ain't coming just to, I don't know, man. I was shocked just like the rest of the world seeing Birdman say what he said. I was shocked. But I don't know, man. I just wish that Bird would carry himself in the manner in which he presents. What did he say after he shout out Turk name? You know what he said. You know what he said. I ain't here to do that. I know what you trying to do. But yeah, you know what he said, man. I even did. I tried to cut him some slack because they always calling each other that. Like BG literally called Wayne that earlier this year, and then was smiling in Wayne's face later. So I don't know. Maybe they use that word in a manner in which a lot of men don't, because a lot of men that's fighting words. And I don't know how Turk took it, but Bird did repeat it a lot. uh, but one thing I will say, and that's why I say I guess you have to respect it. Birdman came out and just told the world how he felt, and he said, you know, we gonna rock with you when we feel like rocking with you, like, you know. So even though I don't agree with that, and I feel like you should say certain things publicly that are befitting calling each. I'm not familiar with what he's saying. Well, hey, if you're not familiar with what I'm saying, then YouTube is there. YouTube is definitely there. Matter of fact, if you know what, just because I know what you're trying to do, I'm just gonna fix it for you. Let's do this. So just hold the phone. Hold on one moment. Oh, they put the Complex put the whole thing out. So you just hold on 1 second, sir. Like Mia back there looking like, ooh, that's what she like, bro. Like, why you do that? Like, Bird, why you do that? But I didn't know Complex put this whole thing out. Let me look and see if any of the music, the quality is different. Yeah, yeah, the quality is much better on this stream. So I just want to say this too. A lot of people are talking about how great No Limit did. I want people to recognize how great Juvenile did. If you just heard him in there, you heard the fact that he did not use any type of TV track. Like he just literally rapped. Throw the beat on and I'm a rap. And that's not easy to do. But that shows you what type of rapper he is right now at this very moment, and the fact that they're on tour, and that this is he does this like the back of his hand at this point. Like It's not him having to be reminded of lyrics by the backtrack. It's you know the music. You know the music. And I do understand a lot of people say, well, of course you made the music, but you got to recognize a lot of fans know these artists' music way better than they do. Like I can full fledged rap Wayne songs that Wayne forgot that he even made. Like I'm pretty sure Wayne don't remember Let's Talk It Over, but I can rap it from start to finish. So I thought that was dope. Um, yeah, the verses was a moment. It was just some moments I had some issues with. Don't like the fact what Complex did, trying to hold it to an hour. Not a fan of that. But anywho, it's a great moment nonetheless. Even though we had some moment where stuff was off script, and that's one of the reasons why I also feel like Wayne wasn't there because I think Wayne get tired of reeling Birdman back in, but he's the other alpha. He's the big dog. Um, so he's the one person that can reel him in, and I know what it's like being the one person that can reel somebody in, and it's just like some point in time you just look at it like, man, I think I just want to pull myself away from this situation because I'm tired of always having to be this individual. Um, y'all see how Mr. Dunny Johnson exited out of here. I don't know why he does that. Trying to get me to say something that he know I'm not gonna say. And then once we did that, he gone. But anywho, speaking of being gone, I believe that I am gone. I just got on here to speak my thoughts. I know I'm late, but it's been a long, rough weekend, all that. But we here now. I have not been live in a while. Decided to go live from a different place. Instead of being in my office, I'm in my kitchen. But y'all will see me in my office sometime soon. But anywho, that is a wrap. We done, and I will holler at y'all whenever. Oh, you back? Well, you back, and I'm gone. Well, I'll holler at y'all.